Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Moffat Books Presents Edge, a virtual book club. I am so excited that you are here with me for episode 8. Edge of your dream. Every day, give everything. Escape, read, truth with Moffat Books. We only have 2 more episodes left until our first series of book club meetings come to an end. And you guys have been rocking out with me faithfully. And just the fact that you are here automatically makes you one of my edges. And you guys know the saying, if you don't have edges, you don't have nothing. All right, now before we continue, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. That way you are notified every time a new video drops. Also, don't forget to share so that we can continue to spread the word of the greatness that's happening here on this channel. Also, if you haven't done so, make sure you head over to my website, moffatbooks.net, so that you can get a copy of my very first novel, Hello, My Name Is, and I Have Daddy Issues, as well as the interactive guide, which, just as a reminder, the two of them pair perfectly together so that you, the reader, can experience the growth journeys alongside the characters in the book. Today's episode has got me so excited because it is our book club challenge number 2, where you guys get to weigh in with your opinions and share them on your social media accounts using the hashtags, as well as dropping the link to moffatbooks.net so people can also weigh in on your opinions. All right, so consider this to be your spoiler alert because we are going to be quoting specific things from the book and sharing some of the story. So if you haven't done your homework yet, make sure you get that done before continuing this video. So obviously it would be very boring if I just weighed in my own opinion. So I decided to reach out to a group of special people who are in my life, and I refer to them as the Edge Control Committee. Yes, that pun is definitely intended because these people make sure your girl is slicked down and looking good all the time. So without further ado, Edge Control, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dom. Nice to see you.
Nice to see y'all. I'm Dion.
Everyone, I'm Tori.
Hello, I'm Paige.
Hello, I'm Steven.
Hi, I'm Vicky.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hey, it's Mary.
So today is our second book club challenge, and it comes after Terrence and Nadia have found themselves in the hospital concerning Nadia's health issues, and there's like a lot going on there. So we're gonna jump into that. Terrence and Nadia are married. They have been married for the longest out of all of their group of friends, and pretty much Nadia has discovered that she has a tumor on her brain stem. And the doctors say they cannot remove it. They cannot, there's like no hope for her pretty much. She's kind of just waiting out her time. Now, after they come home from this great conference, they get a call from the doctor, and the doctor says, hey, good news, your tumor actually shrunk, and we think we can operate on it. So if you can get here as soon as possible, that will be great. Now, here's the catch. Nadia has told Terrence that she does not want anyone to know about her health condition. She only wants it to stay between her and her husband, even though Terrence expresses that he definitely disagrees and he definitely wants to be able to tell his best friends and his family. He ultimately makes a decision to say, hey, it's your health, it's what you're going through, it's your story to tell. So out of respect for you, we can keep it between the two of us. Now, in the operating room, things are not going as great as they could be and as they should be. And in a panic, he pulls out his phone and he calls all the friends. He calls the mamas, the daddies, and he's like, y'all need to get here because this I cannot handle by myself. So here's the question. Was it okay for Terrence to call his family and friends in that moment, even though he made the promise that he would keep her health condition between the two of them?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Explain. Why?
Okay. I think the type of person that she is, she wants everyone to think she's so strong. I mean, she obviously is a strong woman, and she doesn't want anyone to see her in a weak or vulnerable place. And that's, I think, a reason why she doesn't want any of her family or friends to know. But I think, at the end of the day, if something were to happen, if the roles were reversed, um, she would definitely need some support with her family and her friends. I think would not be happy with the fact that this was kept a secret if anything really bad were to happen to her. And I think if everything ends up being okay with her, she would understand why he would break that promise.
Okay.
Well, I agree with her because I think that, like she said, like this is a situation that's bigger than just like a split decision. I don't think that she really thought through like how she was feeling, and maybe like for her it was like, all right, well, if I invite all of my family here and all of my friends and I tell everyone about what's getting ready to happen, I'm accepting the fact that I might, die, or that I might not make it out of this surgery. So I'm just going to like, it just needs to be me and you, and not tell anyone because I'm going to be fine. She doesn't want to think about herself not being okay.
Okay.
I agree. I think that the first thing I would want to do is have some kind of community around me, because there's this idea that I'm going to lose my partner. So I definitely agree that like he was right by calling his
Okay.
community of people.
So I feel like he was right in the fact that he knew he needed support and he reached out, because like Mary said, like everybody's been saying, if something did go wrong, then it's like all these people would have been left out in the cold, not even knowing something was wrong with her. At the same time, I think he was wrong for calling. And the only reason why is that he made a promise to her and therefore accepted whatever terms she set by saying, you can't inform anybody about this. I'm very big on not making promises unless I know I can keep to them. And if I can't keep to that promise, I can set an expectation for what I can do, right? Like, okay, I won't say anything, but if stuff starts to go left, I'm going to tell somebody. Do you know what I mean? So it's really about, she's wrong for giving him so much of a burden to carry and just expecting him to handle it perfectly. But he's also wrong because he did not give her a realistic expectation of what he could do.
That's a good
Mm-hmm.
point
And this
that
is
he should have said, yo, like, okay, but let's talk about the terms of when I can call. When is it okay? You know,
Yeah.
maybe for now, as long as you're alive, this is good, but there's going to be a breaking point, and maybe he could have discussed that breaking point. That's a good point, Dion.
well, two things. I guess to go off what you just said, I think I forget who again, I've kind of forgotten who said exactly what, but someone mentioned that she was afraid of thinking about the what if something does happen, like and things do go wrong. And I think that he may have also been in that same space. And where when he made the promise, he also was afraid to consider like what if things do get out of hand and she does potentially lose her life, then what? So I mean, I
I
can
can
kind of
see that.
understand where he's come from making that promise, because like emotionally, like he's just trying to do what he can in the moment to make her happy and do what's best for her.
Okay.
But I was just going to say that ultimately, I think that this is not one of those promises that are unforgivable for breaking. I would say that with those circumstances they have, this is one of those better ask for forgiveness than for permission.
That's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see the snaps, Torian. Like, that's real. Yeah, that's real. Married folks,
You always call us out, but I feel
y'all are like, you're the only ones I know. No, I'm just
in my personal opinion, I feel he made the right decision, because if that would have been any one of us, I feel like that would have been a hard or a heavy burden to carry. Like, imagine if this was yours, if this were him, I would tell his family, because that's too much for me to deal with on my own. And then let's say he did pass away, or in the story, she did pass away. everybody's going to be looking at me. So you knew this and you didn't tell. Emotions are going to be high. So I feel he made the right call. And also, I feel a part of her was relieved that he did do that because he kind of took the weight off of her. She didn't have to admit to her friends or admit to her family that what she was going through because the burden had already been lifted. So I feel he made the right choice.
Okay, that's a good point.
Ultimately, she forgave him, didn't she?
Right.
She does. Yeah, you're right. Spoiler alert. She does.
Um,
Ultimately, she does feel relieved and she almost feels embarrassed that she even made him keep it a secret because she wishes that she could have shared it. But in that moment, yeah.
What she did by making him make that promise was really hard for him. And then for him, he made a mistake on accident. He was emotional. I agree with Dion because like in that moment, you're not fully thinking about, months or weeks in advance. But when you are in a partnership with someone, promises are always weighted so heavily. Do you know what I mean?
But you feel like since he committed and made that promise, he should have kept it.
No,
Well,
I feel like his breaking the promise is understandable. I'm saying that
Should
he
have never
set
made the
himself
promise
up.
in the beginning.
Yeah, and if he was going to, he needed to be realistic about what he could actually carry out in that promise. Like I'll keep it the secret, but when things start to go left, it's done. You know what I mean?
Okay. Steve?
uh, when it comes to some of these promises we do between married folks or even people in a relationship, some of those promises are like some of the promises as a father or as a mother you give to your child. Not all promises are being kept. As husbands, we have agreed to so many things because maybe at that point, if you say, no, I can keep it a secret, that's another issue. So just agree. Then you have to believe on God's wisdom to know when it's right to go out of the promise. These are not promises
Wait.
that
Wait, did you just wait? Come on, breaking news. Did you just tell everybody, look, if you're married, just always agree, man. Don't argue, just say yes. And then when you're ready to break it, just pray and ask God. That way, when she comes at you for breaking a promise, you'll be like, God told me it was okay.
so
Are you beating Steve?
no, that's part of it because
That's
when
married.
you're married, the woman, she's the law. So you agree with the law. If you don't want to get into trouble, you agree with the law after that. Then you just have to pray for wisdom to know when to. Sometimes there are exceptions to laws.
That's why he
So
married.
this is an
That's why he
exception like this. Yeah, yeah. So
If you guys discuss, hey, this is one of those promises that like I'm gonna go to God to later, you know, then your wife or whoever you guys have to discuss that. Torian?
Relationships are what the couple makes it. And I think that's how marriages and relationships work, not because of what we think it should work, right? Because I think in a lot of relationships, a lot of people say, oh, well, you're supposed to do this, I can't do this, we do this, I don't do that, right? And based off of what somebody told them that relationship is supposed to look and feel like. And so I think that relationships and marriages work based off of the promises that we make to each other and how we, work together to make this relationship work using commitment, using promises, using communication, using boundaries as well.
So was it fair for her to put him through that and to keep it a secret? Mind you, they have 5 children. 2 of them are teenagers. Um, was it fair?
No, big no. Big no. And I think that if they were able to tell some people, then the whole burden of her sickness wouldn't fall on him.
Yeah, probably added way more stress to the family too. Because I mean, I have a big family, and knowing like when family gets sick and there's lots of kids, that's a lot to take care of and a lot of burden. So it probably made a lot of more issues. And also, if you believe in lies affecting like your health, then it probably not made her condition worse overall, but like added to the stress of her body and her body not being able to work as well. So I don't think it was fair.
Steve, would you ever tell Paige, like, yo, don't tell nobody that I'm dying?
oh, I think he told her, no, she told him not to tell anyone, right? Then, but At that point when the operation was going on, I think the promise has been fulfilled.
Oh, okay. That's real.
From that point, the responsibility is on the guy.
Because the situation changed. It's one thing to tell people that you're sick. It's a whole nother thing
It's
that
something to say she's been operated on and her life is at stake. So at that point, he's responsible for the life of his wife. So if you look for the wife, they'll be like, "Where is your wife?"
come on through. Still blink twice if you need us to save you though, because
That's it.
now that's good. Like
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Oh, I think that's beautiful what Steve just said. I think he got it.
Steve, you get you the winner chicken dinner tonight. Come on, Steve. So now what I need you to do is I need you to weigh in with your final hashtag. So here we go. Hashtag Team Nadia, hashtag Team Terrence. Go.
Team together.
Team together, okay? Oh my goodness. Y'all gotta pick a side.
Hashtag Terrence.
Team Terrence.
I go with the guy, Harriet.
Team Terrence.
Team Terrence.
You've heard it here first from the Edge Control panel. We are hashtag Team Terrence. All right, guys. So after hearing the great opinions of the beautiful Edge Control panel, at the end of the day, whether you're Team Terrence or Team Nadia, it is important to know what your boundaries are. And you have to communicate those boundaries with anyone that you're in a relationship with. This could mean friendships. This could also mean romantic relationships. And it could definitely mean relationships with your family members. Because you were clear with how much you were willing to take, no one is surprised and no one is caught off guard when you decide to make a decision. Also, as the person that is asking someone else to take on a promise, would you be willing to make the same exact promise that you are imposing on somebody else? And if the answer is no, you probably should go back to the drawing board and come up with a better compromise that fits both people involved in the promise. All right, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget, as one of my edges, your book club challenge is to go onto your social media and choose a side. Hashtag Team Terrence or hashtag Team Nadia. And make sure you include the link to moffatbooks.net and you put hashtag get your copy today. All right. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Until next time, remember,
Every day, give everything.
Every day, give everything.
Every day, give everything.
Every day, give everything.
Every day,
give everything.
everything.
Thank you guys. I love you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You as well, Carly.